So taking dense ground fog kind of went a separate way a few years later.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when you started getting into the flexible flyer.
Yeah.
Into those.
It was a continuation.
It was, but it was pared down a little.
Well, yeah, by attrition. See, Ken went from the fog, and then we decided, okay, well, we'll not be the fog anymore, because usually anytime you lose a member or change somebody, that's always a good time to change your name. Yeah, because then that makes you different.
I found that out the hard way.
We'll change our name.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you just change your name, and hey, look, we're a different band with the same people, kind of.
Kind of.
But we did that, and it was David and Tony and I, and Matt Cunningham was playing drums with us. And we decided to do some recording because Matt had gotten audio chroma going,
right.
And he needed, and there again the guinea pig thing comes in. He needed to get some time behind the board. And
right.
Here we are, us and our many songs that we can we record our songs? Sure, come on in. So we started doing that, and then during the course of that, some more animosity broke out. And
it happens.
David suddenly, there was a parting of the ways there, which it's unfortunate.
It does happen,
unfortunate,
but it does happen. It's human nature, you know. Things do go awry, you know.
We had a song of Tony's called "Human Nature."
Yeah, I think I know.
When I find that, I've got. Some,
I would like to.
I've got some stuff for you if we can ever get it all transferred over.
Right on.
I used to take my jam box. I recorded almost every single practice. I've got boxes of cassette tapes. And some of them have songs from the raw. Here's my song, clear through
that.
Yeah, on the dense ground fog disc, we did a song of David's called. Boy, this is great, isn't it? Sorry, David. Give me a minute. It's got the big long.
Oh yeah,
This is not the day.
It's nice.
And when he started playing that, he's just playing the chords and singing it to us. And I start whistling this part to Ken, and that was the down, down, da, down, the little harmony thing we did. So and that's all in there. I mean, it's on the and that's what we do. We'd sit around and somebody go, well, how about this? How about that? How about changing tempo?
So you actually captured the creative
moment you can see the thing,
writing and the music. Now, see, that's something I've
growing
never been
like
able
a
to
tumor right there before your ears.
Yeah, and it does, and it's it's just
great.
Like when Doug Batterson did the Bucka Song Blues, we recorded out there. It was the same way because Chris Smith came in, and he'd come in with this piece of paper and like a napkin or something, and he'd written these words on it, and he's like, okay, it's this, and it's kind of this feel, and then he'd start doing his. And he'd start playing, and then we'd all just kind of find our way. And it's like, okay, what if I do this? What if we do this? How about I arpeggiate this? And that creative process is something that most people don't get to see. But to me, it's one of my favorite parts.
Oh, it's the best part.
Process.
I think it's the very best part because
it's intimate, it's personal.
Yeah.
And, and that, to
and
me,
it's
that is the connection.
Buzzworthy thing about it.
It
is to watch the whole, have the thing going. And it comes out sometimes. It comes out really neat, and sometimes you have a train wreck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
the other part of the honesty that has to come in. You have to sit there and realize you're playing this song, and that okay, wait a minute, I just rewrote yesterday, or it's just not what you want it to be.
Right.
And there are people that are just, boy, they work at it hard.
Yeah, I've scrapped a lot of songs.
Oh yeah,
I just and usually the ones that I scrapped are the ones that I'm the most excited about. I go, I've got this. I just got to get it down, and I start working on it and everything, and then I scrap it. So how many songs have you done that? I mean, I know you have written a plethora.
I've got a whole pile of cassettes too that, and it's just if you listen to it, you just like freak out and go, what is he thinking? Because they're like. You'll hear this click, and you'll hear the TV in the background, or some of them you can hear my kids when they were little. When I was still married, you hear them in the background, and me sitting there, A minor, da da da, and and I'm putting down some idiot part that because I can't remember all this stuff,
right.
and sometimes it'd be a little da 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 da. You're just trying to remember some riff or some idea,
Right.
And there were like the panic times in the car where I'm like whistling and pounding the dash and singing to myself. And I'm sure people driving by are going, well, he's possessed. But yeah, it's like, you just got to get that thought out.
Yours was with cassettes then.
Oh yeah,
sitting
because
down
I
and
go
recording.
back. Yeah.
Now it's a lot easier for people in this day and age because you've got anything. I mean, you can break out your telephone and and
you can
bam,
actually
and you're
record an
recording
album
what
in the
you're
car
doing.
now.
And a lot of people do that because of the acoustics in there. They'll go in there and record their vocals in a car.
Sure.
So a lot of creative ways of recording and writing and to see it all come together and to feel it all come together as part of a band, which I know you've experienced a million times with a million different groups, is that moment when you're on stage. This is a song that you've written, that you as a band have worked on, and then when it comes down and you're laying it down and people are out there just totally loving it. And that is an incredible feeling.
That's a weird one.
It's actually, like you said earlier, humbling.
Yeah, humbling. It's gratifying.
And very gratifying. Very gratifying.
And the other thing that's cool about it, I think, because a lot of my songs, and I think everybody's, the neat thing about a song is you might write it with a particular idea or a particular inspiration or a series of inspirations, if they're women, in songs. And what's neat is other people hear your song and they interpret it, or it gives them this or that. And it isn't necessarily exactly where you were going, but that's what's neat about it.
Exactly.
And I think that's probably the best thing, to feel like, I wrote a song and it's not specific to a date or a time or a particular thing that happened. It's like a lot of people can grasp it and they get off on it for whatever reason. They understand it, or the words mean something, or they're whistling the melody or something. Which would be
what
really
it meant
neat.
to you when you're writing it is not what somebody else might interpret it as.
Yeah, because any song, it's like, okay, you recorded the song on a disc or whatever. That's that song at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's captured, like a photo or whatever, or a butterfly with a pen through it. It's caught at that moment.
Right.
But who's to say that song isn't gonna, like if you're the Allman Brothers, it isn't gonna morph or change even more,
grow and breathe.
And a song should have that. It should have that freedom. I'll play some of the stuff I wrote years ago and play live now. I mean, I might, it's going to be a little different. I'm not going to do it exactly.
I've found myself looking back at some of my old recordings, and it's like, gosh, I don't do it that way anymore. I kind of do it this way, and I do understand when you're talking about, you'll write a song with something particularly in mind. Now, I've got a song called "Down by the River," and everybody thinks that's just the greatest love song in the world. But when I wrote the song, I'm singing about my guitar, and everybody is always speculating, who this was about and everything, and that's just the most beautiful love song. I just love that song. Well, it's about my guitar, but I don't tell them that. That's what it is to me. It is to them something, again, different. So I've learned not to really go into too much detail about what is my song about. It's what's it about to you. That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, it's just whatever a person wants to.
Right on.